the joy. Hello, glad to see you again. Thought today we'd do a picture that's right straight out of Alaska. We'll do one of Mount McKinley, the most almighty mountain in the North American continent. And we'll start off today, and we use just a little bit of Prussian blue, maybe a touch of phthalo green mixed with it here. And let's dance in some basic shapes here. I've already put the magic white on the canvas to save a little time.